Your code might not be the only thing breaking down. What if I told you your job has a code smell? If you've ever felt exhausted, unmotivated, or trapped in endless bug fixes, this one's for you. Welcome to the channel. Let's fix this mess. What if burnout isn't just stress? What if it's a pattern, like a bad design decision in software? The same way code smells warn you of deeper problems. Burnout could be your system's way of crashing. You know the feeling when you look at a messy codebase, functions doing too much, dependencies tangled, and a bug fix breaking 5 unrelated things? That's burnout in your job. God class syndrome. You're responsible for everything. Every task, every crisis, every email. No separation of concern. Spaghetti workflow. No clear direction, no structure, just reactive chaos. Your work isn't manageable, it's duct tape. Memory leak meetings, time sinks, repeating the same discussions without progress, draining your energy until you've got nothing left. And here's the kicker, just like bad code, you don't notice it at first. It builds up silently until one day it crashes. But what if the real problem isn't your workload? What if you're just running blocking calls on yourself? Burnout isn't always about doing too much. It's about never finishing anything. Think about it. You start one task, but you get interrupted. You switch to another. Another meeting pops up. By the end of the day, nothing's done. Just a backlog of half-finished processes. That's a deadlock. Your mental CPU is at 100%, but with zero throughput. And here's the dangerous part. Unlike software, you don't throw an error. You just keep going until you stop caring. Oh, and if you think the fix is just take a break, you might be in trouble because a reboot doesn't reset bad architecture. If your job has a burnout code smell, you can't just patch it. You have to refactor. Step 1. Find the infinite loops. Are you constantly firefighting the same problems? Do you keep revisiting unfinished tasks? Are you solving issues caused by previous quick fixes? Step 2. Reduce cognitive load. Too many open tasks? Prioritize. Context switching? Batch similar work. Always on call? Set better boundaries. Step 3. Check for architectural flaws. Do you have clear ownership of tasks? Is your role defined, or are you a dumping ground? Are you surrounded by silent failures, basically problems ignored until they explode? Because let's be real, if the system is designed to fail, no amount of efforts will save it. How often do you leave work feeling like you've accomplished nothing? Ever seen a bad code base when a solution is just more code, more patches, more workarounds, more complexity? That's what happens when your only solution to burnout is to grind harder. Just power through. That's technical debt for your brain. Just get this sprint done. That's deferring the crash. Just push through. A memory leak waiting to take you down. And when it does, the system won't warn you. One day you'll just log off and not want to log back in. This setup is bad. But what if I told you it's actually designed this way on purpose? Companies love the illusion of efficiency. They'll pack your schedule, load you with work, and tell you it's agile. But in reality, overcommitment is rewarded. Boundaries are optional. Exhaustion is framed as commitment. It's a broken design pattern, one that maximizes short-term output, but it destroys long-term maintainability. Here's the scariest part. You won't even notice it happening to you. One day you'll work late. Then every day you'll work late. Then normal work hours will feel lazy. Then you'll be unable to function without stress. That's habitual burnout. When running at 100% feels like the only way to work. But what if I told you the solution isn't just quitting? You can't just control Z burnout, but you can prevent it from getting worse. Here's how. Throw exceptions early. If something isn't sustainable, say no now, not when you're already broken. Reduce dependencies. The more your job relies on you, the more trapped you are. Document, delegate, decouple yourself from the system. Enforce rate limiting. You're not a machine. Stop treating your energy like an infinite resource. And most importantly, don't ignore the code smell. Because burnout isn't just stress. It's a system failure, one that doesn't get better on its own. And if you wait too long, it's not just your job that crashes. Take it from me.